What's going on, everyone? MikeO back with another mail day. Hopefully, everyone's doing well. Going to share some stuff that I've picked up recently and give some thoughts on surviving the spike in the hobby. We'll see if or when things normalize. Certainly, some of the very high end cards have come down in prices a little bit and begun to normalize a little bit, but they're still well above what they used to be, and wax and such is still unaffordable in most cases, incredibly expensive, anything new. So, if you happen to take a break to check out my mail day, some stuff for the personal collection, in between all the Dallas card show videos, which are quite impressive, a lot of fun videos out there, but a lot of unrealistic videos out there. We got a lot of big time investors and such, doing these $10,000 deals, $100,000 trades. And quite honestly, while that can be exciting and kind of fun to follow and watch, it's not realistic to 95% of collectors out there. And I think that's something people in the hobby should keep in mind, especially new people who are collecting. I mean, you got to collect what you can afford. Of course, you want to collect what you like, but you got to do things within reason. Most people aren't able to go buy $20,000 cards and such. There are people who can, and that's amazing. And it's fun to follow those cards, and everyone has dream cards that they wish they could own, and maybe someday you will. But I think that's just something to keep in mind, that's just not the main portion of the hobby. The main portion of the hobby are people who collect, newly released Topps cards and some of those basic products. That's where most people build their collections. Anyway, going to share some stuff that I picked up recently. A lot of Phillies stuff, but of course some non-Phillies as well. Definitely some direct from Topps pickups. As you can see, the Trevor Lawrence Topps X sets finally arrived. Was able to order those off the Montgomery Club like weeks ago, and mine finally rolled in. I've seen other people have had them for a couple weeks, but just happy to finally get them in. We'll see. May open one of them. Definitely love the nostalgic old school Topps football designs, but of course without them being able to use official team logos and such, that does lose a little bit there, but we'll see. I may open one and keep some of the cards and sell some of them off. We will see. Anyway, here's a pickup from Topps.com. It's a Mickey Mantle Topps living set. I don't really pick up as many living set cards as I would like to. One of these days I'll probably binge and buy a whole bunch of them on the secondary market because it's just a fabulous set that Topps has been doing for the last few years, using that beautiful 1953 Topps design, one of the best designs of all time. And they're just great, but couldn't help but pick up a package of the Mantles. I'll keep some in the collection. I'll sell some off, I'm sure, as well. Probably try and slab a few. I think this will look pretty sweet in an SGC holder. Of course, grading has become a little more expensive nowadays, but can't go wrong with the Mick. But that's an awesome card. How could you not want that in your collection if you're a baseball collector or a baseball fan? Also, picked up a Nelson Cruz Bowman first year refractor. And this is a little bit of what I'm talking about, kind of surviving the spike, looking at alternatives to add. Nelson Cruz still not getting a ton of hobby attention. And this stuff is by no means super cheap, or at least dirt cheap, but fairly affordable. This is from 2005. And this dude, continuing to hit, has a legitimate shot if he can hang on for a few more years and be productive to reach that 500 home run milestone. And it's got some nice shine to it, so able to pick up the Nelson Cruz refractor. And also a sweet 1962 Warren Spahn. Spahn shows no-hit form. Pretty cool card from 1962 Topps. So cool card, very affordable as well. And then was able to add some fills to the collection. Again, cheap stuff, maybe not exciting to most, But once you're in the hobby for a while and you start to kind of rediscover different sets or figure out about different oddball sets, it can be fun to add some. And especially when the cards or the players have some meaning for you. So this is obviously super cheap. I mean, these cards, just a couple bucks for all of them. Probably the type of cards, if you looked hard enough, you could find in like a dime box somewhere. But it's a Fleer Baseball All-Stars card of Ricky Jordan. Ricky Jordan, kind of grew up watching him develop and reach the big leagues. He was definitely a hot prospect at one point. If he was out now, people would be trying to get $300 for his refractor rookie or something. But, he had an okay career. Member of the 93 Phillies, key contributor. So, always like Ricky Jordan. So, fun card to pick up from a set I didn't have. Von Hayes. I mean, who doesn't love Von Hayes? Shout out Bob Lewis. But this is from Baseball Card Magazine. So they would do different cards that you had to cut out. So just a neat one there. Kind of just continue to add examples from different sets. And this is a TCMA, 1978. Road to the Majors, Stephen Norman Carlton. So just another cool one. And Burger King All-Pro, second edition series. Another Von Hayes. Obviously from Burger King. Not amazing condition, but good enough. Good enough for a soft sleeve and a top loader. And to be a part of the Phillies collection. And you get to a certain point when you've been collecting long enough and you have, all those base main sets, you got to kind of dig for some of the oddballs to find some stuff to add to the collection that can be exciting. Here's another non-Phillies card, even though he spent the primary years of his career in Philadelphia. This is a Bobby Abreu, 1997 Flair Showcase. This is from the Legacy collection. You got the bright blue lettering, and then they have a different back, a paper back, and serial number to 100. But, man, Flair Legacy, Flair Showcase, beautiful set put out back in the day. Definitely missed the diversity of sets from the 90s. We got some Topps Now pickups, which these are $10 a piece, or you can buy them in bulk on Topps.com the day after. This one's from opening day when the Phils had a walk-off victory. Typically now, unless it's someone that I want to buy a bunch of, or if I get in on a deal with other collectors, now I just order them on eBay. You can usually get them for $5-6. And, if someone buys them in bulk, they make $1 a piece on the cards. They take a little while to come in, but once they do, it's cool. And I always add these to my team set binder. This is kind of chronicles the highlights of a season. So, I know Topps Now is certainly not the most popular of sets in the hobby now, most popular cards. But to me, just brilliant idea from Topps, and overall solid execution. Definitely sometimes they put out some cards that are a little questionable, but it's cool, especially if it's a game you were at or something. I think that's awesome. They also do the turn back the clock ones as well. I don't think the execution on this set has been as good. They seem to make the same players an awful lot. And, I just pick up the Phillies when they make them. And honestly, over the last 2 years that they've done this set, I feel like it's been Schmidt and Carlton several times, and that's been it. They did do, I guess, maybe Cole Hamels once and Ryan Howard once. But, still neat, but just not as exciting. I do have a few slabbed cards. 1991 Topps, Dale Murphy in a PSA Mint 9. This one was only a couple dollars. Was able to win this super cheap. Just cool to have it slabbed. Enjoy slabbed cards. Obviously unaffordable to send this card in for grading at this point. And, some people, Dale Murphy stuff sells, his base cards sell pretty high. A lot higher than I think most people would expect in PSA 10 form. Player collecting, set registries, stuff like that. But in a PSA 9, especially these cards from the end of his career, you can get pretty cheap if they show up at auctions. So just picked up the Dale Murphy. Honestly, it was probably like $4. Picked up this 1941 Gowdy Hugh Mulcahy, green background. Just didn't have the green background. 1.5 fair, definitely beat up, but able to win this one at auction. So thought it was another cool addition to the Phil's collection. And then an SGC 10 2020 Topps Now Bryce Harper. So this is MLB Network's top 100 players. Honestly, this card, I never was able to buy it because it came in a big set and hadn't seen a whole lot on eBay. Ran into the slabbed one, made kind of a lowball offer, just waiting for the counter offer, and it was accepted. So I said, okay, obviously I'm happy with that. Then Project 70 picked up another one. Definitely collecting the Phillies in this set. Not too many of the other players, though there is a Josh Gibson that's currently available that I may pick up because it is super sweet. Some of the ones out right now are pretty cool, and they did just release Sparky Anderson as a Philly, so that one will be picked up in some way, shape, or form. This one, though, I did have to order on eBay. Just completely forgot about picking it up on Topps.com, but it's from Distorted. It's Bryce Harper. Obviously a little goofy. Looks like he's sitting in a monster with a bunch of pretzels in their mouth. So he's got the club there. Not necessarily my favorite artist, but I'm going to pick up all the fills no matter what. So still overall cool. Not too outrageous. And then last stack of stuff I have is actually just some freebies sent in from some people in some Facebook groups and YouTube and stuff. I know Darren was one that sent me some stuff in. Michael Ivy has a card in here. Lee sent me some cards, and there might have been someone else. And if I forget, I definitely appreciate it regardless. But there's some 70s fills. So cool stuff there. Got the Bobby Shantz autograph. This one is from Michael. And that's pretty awesome because, quite honestly, I remember thinking about it, and I didn't think Bobby Shantz had any type of officially released Phillies card. But you look at those stats in the back because he spent a very brief amount of time with the Phillies, and he is listed on there. So that is pretty cool. So Bobby Shantz, legendary signer. I believe he is the oldest living MVP right now. Got some other oddball Phillies. There's a Mike Schmidt Topps Mini, Joe Morgan, Baseball Heroes, Gene Segura, Gold Parallel, Sweet John Kruk, Sports Illustrated for Kids. Nice Bryce Harper with Ty Cobb. Some more Harper parallels, like that Silver Wave, Red Donruss. So, and a sweet Larry Boa. So cool stuff. And like I said, there are ways to survive the current way the hobby's going. We'll see. Again, obviously at some point things will come a little bit back more to normal, but yeah, there's, occasional downturns and ebb and flows for sure, but you look at it this way, newly released products, football is the newest one, 2021 Score. They're like $350 a hobby box. That's overpriced by about $300. So the hobby is still very expensive, but just want collectors to keep in mind that, there are ways to collect and not break the bank. And it doesn't mean you can't splurge here and there, and you shouldn't, but definitely want to be smart about it. And I appreciate everyone watching, appreciate everyone's thoughts. Comment below, let me know what you think, and I will talk to you next time. Have a great one.